a boy. Christmas brought so much joy. Couldn't wait for the presents and laughter. I couldn't sleep late at night, looking for Santa with lights. Those are the memories I still remember. Then I became a man, lost sight of who I am, but right in front of me was the answer. 'Cause on Christmas I feel joy, and I turn back to a boy. The answer is to stay young forever. This is not a Christmas, this is not a Christmas song, this is not a Christmas, this is not a Christmas song, this is not a Christmas, this is not a Christmas song, this is not a Christmas, this is not a Christmas song.
Hello, Star Wars fans. Do you know that there are only 90 days until Christmas 2023? Oh, can you believe it? 90, 3 months. We're 3 months out. Welcome to the stream today, you guys. Thank you so much for being here. I've been struggling with computer issues today. I've got a call scheduled coming up this afternoon to see if we can work on it. But I appreciate you all being here. We're going to get into some of the spoilers, some of the predictions, preview for Ahsoka, Episode 7. Happy Ahsoka Tano Tuesday to all of you. Good to see you all here. Brian Kelly, Star Wars Fits, Ducky Momo, Baymax is here, Ralph Dupree. I saw some other folks earlier, the talented Mr. Griffin. Hello. Good to see you all. Timmy, Mumbo Jimbo, Brandon. Hey, Brandon was in early. So was RF Gaming. And Dale. Dale, I think, was the first one in Skywalker's Academy. Good to see you all. Appreciate it. We're going to try to get into some of these spoilers. But there's a thing that came out here on Twitter just a few moments ago. It's been just a few minutes. Hey, Will Morgan, good to see you. Hey, Will, I got the computer working. At least for the moment, it's working. Hey, Sabersmith. No students today, just the Sabersmith. Oh, very good. We've got a little preview deal here from none other than Rotten Tomatoes. Can you believe it? Rotten Tomatoes is giving us a little preview. I'm gonna play this for y'all. It's only 30 seconds long, but it gives us a little bit of what to expect tonight, just a little bit. And so here it is. Of course, you see these wolves with the armor-wearing folks chasing after them, shooting after them, and Sabine's shooting back. We've got the little snail people there, and they try to slingshot. Right, we're going to try to slingshot a guy wearing armor. Doink, it doinks right off his helmet. That's a good shot, but not very effective. And off they go. They're riding, they're chasing, and they're shooting, all the things. And this aligns really, really well with a lot of things that we heard early on about a big battle going on in like an open field, and it looks like that's where we're headed here. And there's some questions. There's some questions. Baymax, Baymax, we knew you were lying when you made the promise. Like, you know, there's promises that there's promises that you I think people are going to keep, and then there's promises that you don't. And when Baymax said if all they would do, the only thing he ever wanted from Hasbro for the rest of his life, he was never going to complain ever again. If all they would do is give him a vintage collection, the Ghost, with the Rebels crew. And what do you know? what do you know? We've got the Vintage Collection Ghost fully funded. Baymax himself got at least one of them. I know you got one. I don't know if you got two or three. I know you got that. But he's already ready to throw the promise in the trash. Very funny. We knew it was a lie when you said it. So, no feelings, no feelings hurt. No feelings hurt. Yeah, don't upset the Noti. They will slingshot you, right? Slingshot you right in the noggin. At least they can, even though they're a peaceful people. He got two, right? He got two. Even though they're peaceful people, they can shoot a slingshot and and knock you right in the noggin. So we know sort of what to expect tonight, at least partially. I think there's some other things. What was the cost on this? Oh, for the HasLab Ghost was like $500, $500, and then there's the opportunity now coming up to purchase a couple of figures directly that were not included in the project, but that's the deal. So yeah, excited the Vintage Collection for doing all that. So let us know when we're getting into spoilers, because I have a question. Real Ben, very good Ben. We do have some spoilers coming up. There's Dale says it's $588 with tax and shipping. There's a way around the shipping though. You could have bought yourself a HasLab, I think it's Premier membership for the same cost as the shipping. The shipping and that was the same. And then you get free shipping on everything else. So if you just bought one, and I think that actually the membership was a few bucks cheaper than the shipping charges. So you could go get the membership, save yourself a few bucks, like $5-10, something like that. And then you got free shipping on the Ghost. So it made it just a hair cheaper. It was like $567 or something like that. So yeah, you could say just a smidge. But then whatever. So let's get into Ahsoka episode 7. And we're down to 2 episodes left, my friends. And before we know it, we're going to be right into a lull. We're going to be into a lull where there's no new Star Wars content coming. I try to fill that lull with additional content you can get on our Patreon. If you join as one of our patrons, then Sabersmith, I bought one for my classroom. Oh, that's fantastic. If you join as one of our patrons, I record content that's only available there. And Star Wars content, we've been going through some novels. Once Ahsoka wraps up, we're going to ask our patron community what book you would like to go through next. And I will get it and start breaking it down on the channel as well. So if you guys, just for as little as $1 a month, you can do that. And let me tell you about the predictions game itself. The predictions game, there's a link in all the socials. I put them out yesterday on Facebook, Twitter, X, Threads, Patreon, Discord, YouTube, all the places. I've posted all of the links to the episode 7 predictions. You don't have to be a channel subscriber, don't have to be a member, you don't have to be a patron, and you can participate in the predictions game. If you do well on the predictions, you can show up in this wall of fame. You'll see Brian Kelly listed right there first. Brian Kelly in the chat. You can appear right there in the list. Skywalker's Academy, Corlo Wren, KG, who has actually won one of the season challenges and won some Star Wars Santa merch in the past. You'll see you can get on for episode 7, even if you've never played the predictions game. You could play for tonight's episode. If you get as many correct or more than me, then you can go on the Wall of Fame and your name will appear in the scroll for the next week's live streams. So all of them are there. Baymax has posted it in the chat here. It's also in the description of the episode today, the live stream today. So all the places you can find the links to the predictions. So we're going to, yeah, it didn't do so well last week. I know. Fitz is being naughty again. The princess and the scoundrel. Why, how dare you? Oh, nobody wants to read that. I certainly don't want to read it twice. But you know, if other people want to torture Santa and make me read it again, we'll do that. The one thing I will not read again is the Darth Plagueis novel, because I've already read it. I've read it 3 times, and it's on Patreon. So you can watch that as many times as you want, and you don't have to put me through that torture any further. So there's all that. Hey, let's get into the predictions. Preview. There will be some spoilers. Let me go ahead and put that into the page here so you guys can see into the stream. We will be talking about spoilers, not only from the little teaser that we got there from Rotten Tomatoes, but there's going to be a ton of things. Yeah, Bloodlines is a very good read. It is. But we're going to talk about some of the things that came from that Redditor, right? The Reddit guy that posted some times ago. Pretty much all of his leaks have been spot on. The guy's Economist Legal 6989. That dude released some things. He's since deleted the post. I was looking to see if I could find a screenshot of it before the show, but it of no matter. We already know one of the key things that guy posted for episode 7 has come. Meg has reported it. Jason Ward from Making Star Wars has reported it. Our good friend Bespin Bulletin has reported it. The big rumor for C-3PO in episode 7, right? So C-3PO is supposed to be on tonight's show. Now, we don't have a lot of contextual information about 3PO's appearance, if it's a hologram appearance or if it's in person. The perception that I have is that we will see 3PO like bodily, like maybe with Hera, and that's my expectation. So we saw in a couple episodes ago, right? Hera was helping Ahsoka against the wishes of the New Republic. They're like, you don't need to be out there messing with Ahsoka's little pet project. Her ghosts are her own. Bring the ghost home, right? We don't need it out there. You need to come back here. We have other things for the New Republic to be involved with, and we certainly don't want to be stirring the pot on these rumors of the Empire making a comeback, or the ridiculous rumor that Grand Admiral Thrawn is somehow returned. How did that happen? No, we're not buying it. Shoo, go away. Let Ahsoka be, but you need to come back. And Hera didn't, right? So Hera helped her out, and then she's supposed to go back to report there may be stripping of her rank and whatnot. You got to remember, this is after Return of the Jedi. So we've had Hera show up before in movies like Rogue One. You hear General Syndulla paged. We also see her mentioned other places. We're further along now, and if she gets stripped of her rank, and we see the ghost in the end of Rise of Skywalker, is she flying it? Is Jason flying it? Who has the ghost? We don't know. We would assume it's Hera. So yeah, there's some implication that we will be following back up with the New Republic, right? Hera's getting scolded, and 3PO is going to be there in some capacity. You remember, we go back to Kenobi, we saw an R2-D2 cameo, right, of him rolling right along there. It may be something just like that, where you've got to be paying close attention. You'll catch 3PO making his way across. Perhaps a name drop of Princess Leia. And the Reddit guy said there was no Princess Leia in the episode. However, it doesn't mean that they don't name drop her again. We've already heard her name dropped once. It could be they name drop her again. And I still don't rule out the possibility, even though this guy says that that Leia could appear in a hologram, much like we saw Hera and the other Senate members, talking to Hera before, like on a panel. I could very well see Hera going forward to talk to Mon Mothma again. And here's a question: will Mon Mothma be in person, or again a hologram? And when we see that hologram of Mon Mothma, will Leia be in it, or will we get the same cast of characters we saw before with Kaz's dad in there that who was a big jerk, right? The last time we saw it. So if Hera goes in front of the board in hologram form, will Leia be in it? I think it's possible. I think it's very, very possible. But if she sees, if she goes and she sees Mon Mothma in person, then much less likely that we would see Leia in a hologram. Still not impossible. So I think that is if you guys wanted to go way out on a risk, right? You want to go way out on a risk and go for a 5-point prediction question at the end, you would say that Princess Leia appears in hologram or in person, not just a name drop. Right? If you said something like that, that would get you 5 points if it happened. If it's just a name drop, no points for you. So that would be how that would work. So what are my thoughts on Meg's theory of interest in her latest video? I think Meg is having a lot of fun with some of the predictions that have been out there. There are some ridiculous, in my opinion, ridiculous predictions that people have been making. And this is the fun of it, right? You can come up with all the kind of, hey, Trinity's in the building. Good to see you, my friend. Wow. I miss Trinity. I used to catch his videos all the time. But now I rarely catch the Second Street Marvel videos. You guys, this guy has got gems of wisdom that he shares on his channel all the time. Most of you probably already know about Trinity. He's a superstar in the community. He's a bright guy, and I subscribe to his channel. I try to watch Trinity's content when I can, and he's shared a lot of great information over the years. Definitely worth following just for his pearls of wisdom. The guy's smart. The guy's really got a good sense and a high emotional intelligence when it comes to the internet. He's a good guy. He's a good guy. All right. So check out Trinity at Second Street Marvel. You should do that. I think that a lot of fans have a lot of fun, speculating, right? Coming up with their own fan theories. There's the theories of Abeloth, which are nonsense. There's the theories of perhaps Maul, nonsense. There's theories of bringing back Ventress, nonsense, right? All of those things. You look like Santa. Imagine that, Dan. Imagine that, Dan. You know what? I keep forgetting. A lot of people don't know. A lot of people are unaware that I am a professional Santa Claus here in Ohio. And let me find a picture for you guys. Just if you've never seen me in full Santa Claus, I will. Let me share this with you. This will be fun. This is. Let me. There you can see it. That's me. That's me. Santa Claus. I'm president of the Buckeye Santa right now, and that's me in full suit. Oh wait, it helps if I share it. There it is. Oh, there I am. That's me as in full Santa Claus mode, or right there. So if you haven't seen that, there you go. Now you can see it. All right. So yeah, I think all those theories are nonsense. But But you know what? It's a lot of fun if you can connect the dots and you can come up with some sort of theory that connects to Abeloth. Oh, good on you! You can come up with a theory of Maul or Ventress or Darth Vader or Anakin or all those things. Psh, go for it, man. Go for it. Doesn't mean it's real. That doesn't mean it's going to happen. Uh, yeah. Yeah, Jedi Joe got the stickers and the pictures from the giveaway he won. That's right. You win things. Hey, am I on the nice list this year? You know, one thing, Omar, when people ask me that, especially adults, and they come up to me as Santa Claus and they say, "Hey, Santa, am I on the nice list?" I say, if you have to ask, then you already know the answer, right? If you have to ask, you know the answer. But you guys are all doing a fantastic job. I appreciate you being here. Now, there was the other question that came in the chat. I saw, what about the Zepho? What about the possibility of a Zepho connection? I think that this one is undeniable. Of all the other things, this one's the one that has merit. We know in the early concept art, there were clearly Zepho in it. We've seen in much of the designs and architecture in the episodes in the series, plenty of Zepho influence in it. The Zepho are part of Jedi Fallen Order. And that last episode, and a lot of people have covered it, that had some of the markings on the walls. If you invert it, turn it upside down, it's Zepho. Talks about one of the Zepho Force users, right? A very dark side dude that was part of the picture. I think the Zepho are definitely in the mix. However, I think it's more of a long game. I don't know that we're going to get mention of the Zepho tonight or next week, but I won't rule it out because there's some other there's some other things that I know, right? There's some other things I know that involve the series as a whole, and um, and again, Jason Ward has reported this. It's not like I'm coming up with something from a super top secret bunker somewhere. Hey, Ducky Momo, 26 months of membership. Dude's been with us since the very beginning. Over 2 years. Over 2 years, Ducky Momo. Night Mothers resurrect the Purgle graveyard. We get one epic Purgle space battle. Straight out of Lord of the Rings, where they go to the Ghost King and they bring in that big ghost army. There you go. No, Purgle warfare like of the likes that has never been seen. That's fantastic. That's fantastic. No, so Jason Ward's already shared the way that this season ends is very much on a low note, right? Like the good guys don't win. The Thrawn returns, right? Thrawn returns. We know that Ezra Bridger is supposed to make it back, but at least one of the others, Ahsoka or Sabine, do not. Maybe both do not return with Ezra. So it very well could be that Ahsoka and Sabine go and don't come back, and Ezra comes back, or we only get Sabine, or we only get Ahsoka coming back with Ezra. So knowing that, and knowing what is it that prevents Ahsoka or Sabine or both from coming back, what is the situation that they get themselves in that doesn't allow them to return? Could that be the Zepho? Could there be a big thing out there? Could it be the Grisk? I keep theorizing that Thrawn cares a great deal about the Grisk, and there should be something that ties in there. I'm still hoping for that, right? Yeah. The real Ben's asking, my question is also, how do the good guys get back? Like voluntarily going with the bad guys? Do they, or do they, are they hidden away? Are they stowaways on the Eye of Sion or the Chimera? Is it possible they're that? Or do they ride back with the Purgle? Right. So the Purgle very well could be the way the in and out for our heroes, um, or they're stowaways or prisoners. I think it's um, most likely going back with the Purgle, but I don't know. I don't know. What's my take on who or what is calling Balin? Oh, so here we go. I am convinced, and it goes back to some interviews with folks involved with George Lucas's sequel treatment. In George Lucas's sequel treatment, many of you have already heard tons of details about that, and I don't have to go into all those details. But part of it involved Luke learning about the wills, and that the Force users were nothing but vessels that the wills were using to um, manipulate things, and that there was no such thing as free will, that the wills were um, managing all the things that were happening, and this cycle of rise and fall, rise and fall, rise and fall that have been repeated throughout all time is the way that the wills were feeding from the Force. The midichlorians, this flow back and forth, is how that they fed. It's how that they nourished themselves from the flow. So if the Force gravitated one way and then became dormant, then they wouldn't have anything to feed from. So then they would push things back the other way, and rise and fall, rise and fall. And Luke was supposed to go hunt down the wills to try to destroy them, to put an end to the cycle, and perhaps even an end to the Force itself, put an end to the whole thing. If that's the case, then what I heard Balin say is he had realized this rise and fall, rise and fall. It's George Lucas's story of Luke, in that Balin is hearing the wills. He's hearing this source, and he can hear it. He can see it. He's after it, and he is going to try to destroy the wills. Of course, we know how that's going to work out, because you get to you get to the sequels, which are still like 15, 20 years after this. The Force is still around, but I think that because of how Dave Filoni is such a big disciple of George Lucas and wants to honor George in all he does. And if we've all seen it, right? We've all seen in this series from a long time ago, far, far away in a galaxy far, far away from the last episode, and the stories 1, 2, and 3, all of these kind of things that in the Easter egg that Fitz sent me this morning, trying to get points from previous predictions. But on Balin's wrist, you can read all the original trilogy characters' names, right? Han and Luke and Chewie, and all of those are listed there. So I think that it's most likely, in my opinion, that Balin is seeking after the wills, and he can hear them. He can see their power. He can see what's going on, and that's what he's after. He's after George Lucas's sequel trilogy treatment. That's what he's doing. That's my thought. That's my belief. I don't know. I don't know. I can't prove it, but that's my theory. So there's that. All right. What else? Yeah, we've heard Balin was supposed to be significant going forward. Yes, after this season, he's supposed to still be Balin and Shin. There's another theory out there that I can't let go of now that I've heard it. I can't unhear it, and it's become a kind of an earworm for me. Right? Yes. Thank you, Real Ben. It's become a bit of a thing that's in my brain, and I can't get it out. It's that Shin will be the new adaptation of Mara Jade, and that she will go with Ezra Bridger, who is the new stand-in for Luke Skywalker in the Hey Deborah Young, good to see you. Oh, it's good to see you again. Mama Bear's made it over here from Echo Base Network. Good to see you. But uh, if they're using Ezra and Shin in an Heir to the Empire ish kind of treatment, then very well could be that Shin is the treatment of Mara Jade. And just for those that haven't read the novels, Mara Jade in the sequel, or in the sequel, in the Heir to the Empire, she was known as the Emperor's hand, the hand of the Emperor, and she has been she ends up kind of associated with Thrawn, and she ends up associated with Joruus Cyboth, which is this a guy that used the Force, and he was a clone. None of that's important. Just know that she was the hand of the Emperor. So she was a bad guy, just in general terms. Let's use a broad brush, right? Mara Jade was a bad guy, Force user, bad guy. And it gets to the ending of Heir to the Empire, and she turns, and she actually helps destroy Mount Tantus, and she's all involved in all of that. So it very well could be that she gets she gets disillusioned with Balin. We've seen little pieces of this already. If she gets disillusioned with Balin and she turns against Thrawn, joins with Ezra. They've already set up Ezra and Sabine to be in the friend zone, right? They're in the friend zone, the brother-sister relationship. Then the romantic interest for Ezra could end up being Shin. I love the thought. I love the theory. And I would love to see that happen. Nikki, I'm late. Nikki is never late. She arrives precisely when she intended to. Good to see you here, Nikki. So those are some of my speculations as a whole for episode 7. Let's get into episode 7. We know C-3PO is supposed to be in this episode. That leads me to believe that we're going to see Hera back with the New Republic. We also saw in this Rotten Tomatoes little preview piece, Sabine and Ezra fleeing from these wolf riders that are chasing after them, wearing the armor, right? So we get both of those pieces. There's another couple pieces that I think might fall in. Where's Ahsoka? Ahsoka was on her way. Thrawn and the Aya Sion with Balin Shin and what's her name? The other Night Sister lady. They already arrived. Ahsoka's just behind. She's going to arrive in this episode. And in that preview, we see them again. We see Ezra and Sabine running from these wolf riders. I think we're going to see Ahsoka coming in, riding on a wolf to meet with Sabine and Ezra, and we get a big old fight. There's going to be a big old fight. Is the fight tonight or next week? I'm not sure. I want to say it's tonight. I want to say it so bad. I really hope that this big fight is supposed to happen tonight, because Balin and Shin are going to catch up. We're going to have Ahsoka, Sabine, and Ezra there. We've got a bunch of wolf riders there, and perhaps we end up with some of Thrawn's undead troopers there. Those troopers are supposed to be a part of the fight. But again, I'm not 100% sure if it's tonight or next week. All of this is coming. We do see some running going on tonight. So let's jump into predictions. I'm going to go through these predictions with you all and give my thoughts as we go along. and let's see how it goes. So this is what the predictions forum looks like, and we'll fill this out together. I'll put my answers in. Who are you? I'm Star Wars Santa. And then someone will say, "May the Force be with you." It's a complete guess. And let me take this spoiler warning off. It's right over my face. Hello there. Hey, I'm back. So let's. Somebody says, "May the Force be with you." I'm going to say no tonight because it feels like that's not going to be part of the discussion. I feel like next week, when something happens to separate Sabine or Ahsoka from Ezra, somebody may say it to someone else, but I don't know that it'll happen tonight. So I'm going to say no to this one. Yeah, the episode length has not been given. I hope it's longer. And we know there's supposed to be a lot of action, and we've already seen there is a good bit. Someone would be killed, non-droid. And I put in here specifically, could be a generic trooper or citizen or pilot, anything. Well, we saw the little chase going on with the Wolf Riders in the armor. Surely one of them's going to die. I'm going to say yes. And I will include in this, just for clarity's sake, an undead trooper that's already dead can still be killed. How about that? So even if it's a ghost-filled, suit of armor, and they kill it, it can be killed. You could kill somebody that's already dead. So how about that? At least if they're like zombified, right? Yeah, Ducky, we know they're not going to get killed by a slingshot. Points off their head, but nope, that ain't happening. Nikki has a super specific guess. So she's going to go for the bonus points. She's going to go for it. A droid will be referred to by name. So if 3PO shows up tonight and he's supposed to, I'm saying yes, 100% to this. Somebody's going to say 3PO, C3PO. Somebody's going to say Hu Yang or Chopper. Like one of those names is coming out tonight. And if it doesn't, I'm going to be angry. A ship will fire on another ship. Now, this is where we know at the end of the last episode, Thrawn said the Purgle, when they come, attack them with prejudice, right? Attack them with prejudice. So Ahsoka arrives in the night, comes into the system, and they go to intercept the Purgle. There would be a battle. So I'm going to say yes. We see the inside of a hyperspace tunnel, the blue swirly space. Boy, this is a risk. With Ahsoka coming in, will we be in and see her come out, or will we be out and see her come in, right? Like, know what I mean? Like, will we be inside the Purgle, seeing the hyperspace tunnel, and then, boom, she comes into the system, or will we be in the system and see her pop in? I'm going to go with no, the latter, right? I think the latter is going to happen. Boom, they're going to come in, and then a swarm of like TIE fighters or stuff go to attack them, right? Yes, Ducky. So have we given up on the Lost Wolves leak and replaced it with the Rat Wolves? The Howlers. Yes. In fact, I talked specifically about this with Jason Ward. And just so you guys know, I was chatting with Jason earlier today. He's having trouble with his Mac. He tried to get it logged in, but he can't get things to work. I was working on my PC all morning and just got it to come up after about an hour ago. So we're good to go. So no, Jason's not able to join, but I did talk to Jason, and he 100% thinks that the leak he had about Ahsoka riding a Loth Wolf into battle is going to be Ahsoka riding a Howler into battle. So we think that's the case. That's straight from Jason Ward, makingstarwars.net, that shared the original leak. So lightsabers cross between different combatants. This is what I talked about earlier, right? This is what I talked about earlier. Will Ahsoka arrive and Balin and Shin, all of them enter battle tonight, or is that next week? This is a big risk. This is a big risk. Uh, oh, here we go. Deborah, Mama Bear says, I say some Purgle died taking out the Night Sisters. Just a guess, no knowledge. But, I don't know about it, Deborah, because we have seen the Purgle fired on before. They're big. They're big. And these lasers that hit them don't seem to cause them a great deal of harm. I mean, certainly they probably hurt. I don't know. But they're very large. And I haven't seen, like, we saw them go up against Star Destroyers before, and they were taking hits, but they didn't kill them. So I don't know if they can be killed that way. I don't know if if there's just not enough. I don't know. I'm with you. So that's my guess. Hey, Will Morgan says there might be a Shadowfax moment. Where's your rest? Oh, there. Appearance of Doom, Caleb Doom. He thinks maybe we will see the Loth Wolf. I don't think so, though. I don't think so. Yeah, getting fired upon by the eye. Turbo lasers. All right, the Eye of Sion has turbo lasers on it. If they use some turbo lasers, maybe. We know they die at the planet. Is that only from old age? Like, what are ways that Purgle can be killed? This is like a Purgle graveyard where they come to die, much like an elephant graveyard, where they take the remains of the fallen to this planet. There's another question, and I know this is Star Wars, my friends. This is Star Wars. Don't think about it too much. Don't let it get in your head too deep. But if a Purgle dies in space, how does its flesh dissolve into only bones? Like, what dissolves the flesh? What makes the flesh rot in space? Like, or is there something in there eating from the carcasses? Like, a lion would eat on the carcass of a elephant. There's another theory that came out. I saw, I think it was Ryan at Screen Crush, about star dragons. Just as there are star whales, in Star Wars, there are star dragons. And it's very possible that these dragons, they're beast dragons. Very possible. We could see dragons show up. Don't know, right? There's always a bigger fish. Right? Yeah, don't apply logic. Yeah, don't try to logic it. It'll get you. I'm just saying, it's possible dragons could show up. Again, fan theory. I doubt it, but who knows? So they go there to die. Will they get killed? I don't know. Lightsabers cross. I'm going to say yes, because it's tonight or next week or both. Tonight or next week or both. Nikki's not wrong. I promise you. And this is good advice. I promise you. Filoni isn't thinking as deeply as we are. 100%. 100%. Will Morgan's not letting go of that Caleb Doom showing up. He thinks we're getting... We'll see. A named character from another show, a movie, book appears. So characters that count. This is important because I spelled these out to give a good example. Characters that count. Din Djarin, Mon Mothma, Luke Skywalker, R2-D2, Vader, Anakin, Fennec, Eli Vanto, etc. C-3PO counts. Din Djarin, Mon Mothma. Oh, Mon Mothma counts. Right? We're very likely, if C-3PO is in, we're likely to see Mon Mothma, and Leia could as well count. She would count. No points for characters like Ahsoka, Chopper, Hera, Jason, Sabine, Zeb, Morgan, Thrawn. Anybody that's part of the Ghost or the Rebels main cast does not count. So here I think C-3PO counts, Mon Mothma counts, and if we get that Leia appearance, that would count. I know, Nikki. Seriously. No word on Eli. To be fair, Eli Vanto is with the Chiss ascendancy. So I get that. Paleon, we know he is back in the other space, right? We saw him in Mando 3. So he wouldn't be here. Yeah. So just to be fair on those two, yeah, unlikely. Someone will use the Force, observable. I'm saying yes on this. It's very likely tonight. Balin, Shin, Ahsoka, Ezra, 100%. Remember, there's the old rumors that say that Ezra it doesn't use his lightsaber in battle. He's come up with a different way to use the Force in a martial arts kind of context, where he, force push and different things like that. So I think 100% we're going to see Ezra using his Force abilities in the way that we've heard from the spoilers and the rumors. A flashback scene, nope. I give up on flashback scenes. I'll be wrong, but I'm saying no. And then Baymax, he says, I reckon we'll see a brief cameo of Paleon at the end with the finale when Thrawn meets up with the Remnant fleet. When he comes back, very well could. You might be onto something, Baymax. Hey, Deb thinks that Sabine might, out of anger. Yeah, she might tap into the Force. Possibly. Episode 10 or question 10. A species or droid talks in another language with subtitles to translate. I would love it. But I'm going to say no. And then bonus question. And just a reminder, the mailman's leaving, or UPS or Amazon, somebody. They dropped something off here. They just left. Just a reminder, I gave specific examples of points and what counts and what doesn't. And no points are given for runtime or something that's not in the show itself. So you get no points for saying this episode's longer or shorter than the last one. There's no points for a negative prediction. And I need to restate this. I need to restate this because people are saying things like this. It says like Luke Skywalker will not be in this episode, or Chopper will not kill somebody, or what else? Leia will not appear in person. Anything like that, no points. You can't give a not prediction, right? Like this won't happen. It has to be a this will happen scenario. So something, Ahsoka will not see something, right? You can't give a not prediction. It has to be a point. And so the 1 point questions come from pretty much anything, right? Anything that's give me easy or unspecified or something from a trailer or leak, you get a 1 point, right? Baymax, hush. Look, the elves, they get cookie rations and they love them. The elves are happy here. They love what they do and they do what they love. I say this over and over. You guys are convinced that they're being treated horribly. This is not Jason Ward and Bespin Bulletin. We know Bespin is treated horribly by Jason Ward. Bespin's locked in the cellar beneath Jason's basement and has to eat crumbs that fall through the floorboards. That's not the case here. The elves, they eat well. They all the cookies they can eat. All the need to see Chopper murder someone. Nikki, who doesn't need to see that? Exactly. I don't think that's happening though tonight. I don't think we're going to see the ghost in battle. At least not tonight. Maybe next week, but I doubt it. So you get 1 point for anything that's been in the trailer or a leak, and then 5 points if you can give a specific defined guess. So like a specific appearance not seen in a trailer. Like the 5 point one would be Leia appears in hologram form. Leia appears in person to talk with Hera. Something like that, right? Something specific that's not been in a trailer. But be careful, because we see a lot of people putting compound answers in here and you get part right and part wrong. Be specific, but be, keep it to one. So I'm going to put in my answer. a Nodi slingshot an attacker in the helmet. Slingshots an attacker and hits them in the head. Helmet. All right, it's in the trailer. It's a point, right? It's a point. So I'll get 1 point because they already saw that, right? Baymax says, I guess the turtles would be chased across the grassy plains by the wolf riders. There you go. See, that's the same idea, right? And they went and dropped that trailer. Nodi's in a half shell. Turtle power. No, they're not turtles. They look more like hermit crabs, right? Very much like hermit crabs. So there you go. That's my prediction. That's how I'm going for it. You guys, it's a lot of fun just to play the game and see how it goes. You can see the leaderboard below. Baymax is right there. Brian Kelly as well. RF Gaming Channel, all at 49.5 points, tied with Santa. So if Santa can beat them, I can knock them off the leaderboard. You know, they've got to make it. Deb brings up a good one. Hey, this is a good one, Deborah. Jason sees a hologram of Anakin with Ahsoka. Another thing that from the leaks is that Anakin is supposed to appear in hologram form tonight. That's supposed to happen. Will Thrawn be looking at the hologram? Will Jason be looking at the hologram? Will is it something that Ezra has and plays it? So that's supposed to happen. Will Morgan, talk to you guys soon. Hey, you guys, check out Meta Egg, Will Morgan's channel. He does a good job over there as well. Would the holo count as a flashback? No. Flashback is like a memory, dream, or vision. A hologram is a recording, so it's not a flashback. That's a good question, KG. Good question. It's going to open with Real Ben Maynard says, I think the episode is going to open with a blue guy looking at a hologram of Anakin. It could. Or it could be even a little bit different. Remember that Thrawn told the Night Mothers, I need you to tap into the oracles again, right? And so it could have been something that comes out of like Night Sister magic, where we see Anakin and Ahsoka from something that they're pulling in from their oracles, right? So it could be something like that. Yeah. Very good. Very good. Well, hey, this has been a lot of fun. I'm looking very much forward to episode 7 tonight. We're expecting great things. And then next week, we're right into the finale. And then I need to remind you guys, or let you all know that right after the finale, October 6th, we are headed to Branson, Missouri for a week of vacation. So there'll be no live streams the week after the finale. So we'll have live streams through the week, but then Friday evening, we're hooking up the RV and headed west, headed to Missouri, and we'll be in Branson for the week of the 7th through the 14th. I'll be back here on Tuesday, the 17th, unless something else comes up, but expect that to be the case. We'll be back live streaming on the 17th. So between now and then, we've got 2 more episodes of Ahsoka. So you guys, I can't wait to see the episode tonight. I am super, super excited about it. Hope it's a longer one and that we get a lot of these things. And by the way, I saw there was a super chat thing earlier from my friend Fitz. Thank you for that, Fitz. It means a lot to me that you would donate to the channel that way. It's very helpful for the channel. You guys are all helping out. Do we know who's directing this week? We don't. Not that I know of. I was trying to find that super chat from my friend Fitz. I think he just put a super sticker in there. So Fitz, if I missed it, put it back in the chat so I can catch it. Otherwise, huge thanks. Huge thanks for that super chat. Let me see. Hold on a second. It should be Should be in here. No, it's not. It's not there. I can't find it. So you guys, thanks so much. That's all. We've got a Mike Porter dad joke that I think is really good. And again, this might be more appropriate. Oh, there it goes. It's a dancing fox sticker. There you go. Thank you, Ducky Momo. Say hi to Boxcar Willie for me. So hey, there's a Mike Porter dad joke. This is maybe for an older audience. It says, "Why do most dentists approve riding in the ghost?" 9 out of 10 dentists approve, right? Why do most dentists approve riding in the ghost? Well, because it has nice chopper in it. Chopper, teeth, choppers. Oh, no. Good one, Mike Porter. Good dad joke there. And you guys make sure you're following Mike Porter on the Twitter X and our good friend Rural Farm Boy, who's here as well. These guys do great work. So thank you all for being here. And I look forward to Ahsoka tonight. Tomorrow, we'll do a breakdown, a rewatch. And then Thursday, we'll have a community stream where you guys can join. And to join the community stream, all you have to do is be a channel member or a patron, and you get the link and you can join the show. So until then, my friends, I hope you all have a wonderful, marvelous day. Ho, ho, ho. Merry Christmas. And may the force be with you always.